Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a look using the Darling palette. I'm going to be doing both looks for you. I'm going to be doing the day and date look so that you guys can see both looks from this palette in case you were on the fence about purchasing this during the Sephora sale. Anywho, let's get started. As usual, I have already primed my face with my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer that I guys showed you in yesterday's video. I have used my Bare Minerals foundation and mineral veil as foundation and setting powder. My Too Faced Sun Bunny bronzer that I have been giving much love to lately and have already reached pan. And I have primed my eyelids with the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion Anti-Aging. Let's get started. Alright, so when you purchase this palette, on the inside you get a little, oh, it's a little difficult to open. And I dropped it. So you get one of these clear cards that you see like the numbers 1, 2, 3 on, and it's just like all of her multi-pan palettes. It tells you exactly which is a prime shade, which is the enhanced shade, and which is the smoke shade, and in what step you should be using them in. So since we're starting off with the day look, which would be the first 3 colors here on the pan, we've got 2 like sort of shimmery shades, one white, one like pink champagne, and then a matte pink, and then we've got the date shades back here, these 3. All right, so I'm gonna go in with a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush, and I'm gonna use this brush to use shade number 1 in the palette, which is considered the prime shade, and I'm going to use that all over the lid to the brow bone. So today I woke up and it has been nothing but thunderstorms, rain. It was actually so dark this morning that I had to wait until now. The sun is a little bit, you know, it's peeking through. So I'm getting that sort of natural light in here. But it was so dark this morning that I almost had to film this video with my ring light in the back. Which you guys know I'm not a huge fan of, because I think that just the colors of, you know, makeup, lipstick, they just show up better in natural light. It's just that filming with natural light is pretty tricky. But that light, the ring light, no matter how good it is, no matter how fancy your setup is, I feel like the color is never truly conveyed the way that we see it in person. And I find that with natural light, you do get that color pretty much right on. All right, so I have used that first shade to prime my lids, and as you can see, it's a beautiful wash of color. It's not super glittery. It's a very sheer, shimmery shade. Again, her eyeshadows are super pigmented. This is exactly why I'm such a fan. It's not just the pigmentation, it's that these shades blend themselves. They just blend so well. I don't know what kind of magic she does when she is formulating her shades, but I'm all about it. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit, just so that you can get closer to my face and we can get up close and personal. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use the same brush, and I'm gonna go into the second shade right here, and this is gonna be the enhanced shade. And I'm gonna use that as the crease transition shade. And I'm just using the same brush, lightly swiping it. And instantly I'm getting a very slight wash of color, yet so blendable. I feel like with Charlotte Tilbury shades, I don't have to work as hard, you know? Just perfect, perfect. This is why she charges so much and why they're so damn expensive. I know that's exactly what you're thinking, but I said it. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. So if any of you are Rouge members and have already started shopping for the sale, I would love to know what you've picked up. Leave me a comment down below. I'm very intrigued. I always like to see what other people purchase because I find that there's like a lot of new products maybe that I haven't tried that have been around for a while and I've never heard of. And I find out through a subscriber that bought it that it's absolutely amazing. All right, so I have used that shade as the transition shade. And this is a day look, very soft, very natural. Let me just do a bit more color. My gosh, I love it. I just love it. Next, I'm gonna go in with a Bare Minerals crease brush, and I'm gonna go into the third shade right here. And this is the smoke shade. And I'm gonna concentrate that shade right on the outer corner and drag any of the excess into the crease. Oh, I may have picked up too much. We'll make it work. So I usually just pat the shade down and then do inward strokes. As I'm blending it. And then I work that into the crease, like so. So let me go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. I am gonna tell you though, this shade has a lot of kick up, which is not the case with her 12 pan Pillow Talk palette. But nonetheless, I love these shades. They are absolutely gorgeous. I love that you don't have to think with her palettes. The work is done for you. And then kind of just work a little bit of that into the crease just to blend everything together. And now you can stop right here. Let me just fix this side. It's a little uneven. But I just want to show you this shade right here has quite a bit of kick up, which you guys know I didn't experience with her Pillow Talk 12 pan palette. So that's new. If you're not about, you know, having kick up on in your eyeshadows, then this may be not a palette that you may like. I'm also gonna go into, I'm gonna use a liner brush, one of these like flat brushes, and I'm gonna dip into that matte shade that we were just using to smoke out the corner. And I'm going to apply a little bit of this to the outer lash line, very slight. And I'm literally just like patting it in there and doing outer swiping motions. So Okay. Okay. Better. All right, now really quick off camera, I'm gonna do the rest of my eyes. I'm gonna apply eyeliner, eyebrow gel, mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I have applied my Chanel eyeliner in number 69. This is that nude liner on the bottom lash line. I applied some Chanel brow gel to my brows in number 370. And then I went in with my Clarins Stilo 4 all-in-one pen. And I actually used the brown shade on this pencil just to line the top lash halfway, just the outer corners. I thought brown would be a nice soft look for this day look. And then I primed my lashes with my Chanel La Base mascara, and I went in with the YSL Vinyl Couture mascara. Now let's move on to lips. I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner, and I'm just gonna go ahead and line my lips with this. Like butter. The shades of her lip liners, they're one of a kind. The formulation's good, but I think what really makes these special are the tone. It's the actual color itself. It's like she has mastered the shade of pink. And then I'm gonna go in with my Superstar lipstick in Pillow Talk. This is like a sheer lipstick with a nice wash of color, yet super hydrating. And I thought it would be appropriate for the day look. All right, that completes the day look. I will be switching out the lip and liner for the second look, which will be the date look. I'm gonna get closer so that you guys can see the final product. So if you guys were thinking of purchasing this palette, I kind of just wanted to give you a quick look of the shades. And I will also be inserting swatches at the end of the video. All right, now to finish it all off, I'm gonna go in with my Guerlain Meteorite Pearls and Electric Pearl. And I'm gonna use my Real Techniques powder brush. I'm just gonna dip my brush in here and just finish off the look with a nice, very soft, sort of shimmery glow to the skin. If you guys haven't tried the Meteorite Pearls, they last forever. I've had this for like more than a year, still going strong. I think I'm only halfway through this pot. So this is another good one for the sale if you are thinking about it. But this is a limited edition color, so Sephora doesn't carry this color anymore, I don't believe. So that's why I didn't mention it in my videos. But I really, really like this Meteorites powder. Anywho, let's move on to the next look. All right, let's get started with the second look. So I realized that I forgot to tell you guys at the beginning of the video what blush and highlight I was using. I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked palette, and I'm using this blush right here and this highlight, the corner shades. But for this look, I actually decided, because you know, in the spirit of Charlotte Tilbury, I decided to apply a little bit of the Pillow Talk blush for this look. So I'm just gonna use a blush brush from Real Techniques and just gonna swirl and pop this on the cheeks. Oh, that's very, I always forget how pigmented her stuff is. I look like a clown by the time this video is done. Let me go in with a clean brush because this is scaring me. It's like really pink. I know it's not showing up super pink on camera, but in person, I'm like, damn girl, you got blush on. Let's blend that out. Let's blend it out. Much better. This is a, what do you call that? Like a luminous blush, because that highlight in the center, you swirl it together. And it's really kind of hard. You have to use a very small brush in order to just be able to use the outside color. I wish that she would just come out with the Pillow Talk blush without that pop shade in the middle. But you know, what are we gonna do? All right, I'm gonna use a smaller brush. I'm gonna use a Real Techniques Expert face brush. And I'm gonna go into that center shade and apply that as a highlight for this look. This is really nice. This highlight I find to be much more pigmented and stronger than her Film Star and Glow highlight. So if you wanted something a bit stronger, then I suggest you buy her blush palettes, because it's a decent amount of highlight you get in that center shade. And if you like luminous blushes, this is gonna be for you. All right, so let's get started. I have done a color switch on the brushes that I used, and we're gonna go ahead and start with the first shade of the Date Look, which is this shimmery coppery shade. This is the prime shade, and we're gonna apply that all over the lid onto the brow bone. A little bit goes a long way. And as you can see, that is very pigmented. So as you guys know, I've been cooking a lot, and I've decided to use the Chip and Joanna Gaines chocolate chip cookie recipe, but I want to make orange chocolate chip cookies. I really love citrus in my desserts. I love that angel food cake. I actually made it twice. But I'm thinking of putting a bit of Grand Marnier orange liqueur in my chocolate chip cookies. Let me know if you've ever tried that, if I should too. Just kind of, I'm in case you're wondering, I'm just blending that shade all over the lid. And then I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. I have been finding myself making her recipes mostly because since it's usually a big quantity, it lasts us for days, and it also helps us, it keeps us from having, you know, certain cravings and having to go to the store so often, as we are really trying to stay home as much as possible. And truth be told, going to the grocery store has not been any less stressful since quarantine. It's actually become a bit more stressful, in my opinion, going to the store now than before this whole thing happened. But yeah, I'll make a dessert that I know will be enough for us for the week. We're big on dessert, and we usually like to have it a little bit small amount after every meal. All right, so let me just even this out, because this side is a bit darker than this side. Okay, much better. Now I want to go in with a clean brush, and I'm actually going to use my Bare Minerals contour brush. I really like to use this brush because it's angled. It's pretty big, but I love it to blend one shade all over the lid. Since I don't wear concealer and I don't do heavy contouring, this is pretty much what I use this brush for. It really does. I have pretty big eyelids, so I really like to blend that out. All right, then I'm going to go in with the same Real Techniques contour. Is this a contour? No, crease brush. And I'm gonna go into the second shade, which is a matte shade. And I'm gonna apply that as a transition shade into the crease. That would be shade number 2, which is Enhance. I'm going to very lightly swipe it because this color is super pigmented and I picked up too much, so I'm gonna go ahead and spread it between each eyelid. So I have placed the shadow, and now let's start to slowly blend. So this look is gonna be much more intense than the day look. They're beautiful, like terracotta shades that I really appreciate. It really complements my eye color. So I have hazel eyes. They really change color with the weather or depending on what I'm wearing. And these terracotta shades, they work wonders with my eye color. All right, now that I've applied that, I'm gonna go in with my Bare Minerals crease brush, and I'm gonna go into that matte taupey cool toned brown shade here. Again, lightly patting my brush in there, placing it at the end, and then dragging it in. Let me pick up a little bit more. Place it and then drag it in. And then work that into the crease. Again, using inward strokes, so for out to in. And this just adds a nice pretty depth to the shadow. All right. You've added just a little bit of that smoke shade. Work it. Let me work it a little bit into the crease. Let me do the same thing to the other side. Again, this formula blends like a dream. Truly, truly does. This is exactly why I love all of her shadows. All right, now I'm gonna go in with, let me see, again, my Bare Minerals Soft Focus Angled Concealer Brush, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to lightly blend the outer edges of the shadow, kind of soften these edges up here, and then I'm going to apply this first shade just a little bit onto this brush. I'm just gonna pat it on and then kind of give a little bit of highlight to the outer brow bone. Pat it in there. And just a little bit of highlight, just drag it in. Again, softening up those edges. At the same time, I also like to go into the corner here because we soften up any skipping that the brush may have caused. All right, done with the eyeshadow palette. Now, in case you were wondering, all of the matte shades in this palette do have some kick up. So if you're not really into that, then there's quite a lot of kick up with this palette. This may not be the palette for you. The Pillow Talk though, the Pillow Talk 12 pan palette, when I used that palette, it didn't have any kick up at all. I don't know what kind of sorcery she did when she created that palette, but there was no kick up, and I've never seen anything like it. I will link that video down below in case you guys wanted to watch it. But this is the Darling palette. And let's move on to the rest of the eyes. I'm going to apply some mascara, some eyeliner. I will be right back. I'm back. Okay, so let me really quick go over what I did. I used my Chanel clear, not clear, but it's like this number 69 clear color, flesh tone color on the bottom. Lash line, some brow gel, some Chanel primer on my lashes, and the YSL Vinyl Couture mascara. I did change up the eyeliner, so I ended up lining the top lash line all the way with the black color on my Clarins all-in-one pen. I thought black would be nicer with this look. Let's do lips. So I thought it would be appropriate to, in case you haven't noticed, the sun is really peeking through, so I'm excited. Let's use the Pillow Talk Medium 2 lip liner and lipstick. I thought it would go perfect with this look. Let's line our lips, shall we? I want you to know if you catch me looking in this direction often. Remember I told you guys a couple videos ago that I have a little wasp's nest outside of this window, tucked right under, like where you would grab the window, not from the bottom, but from that top portion. Like if you were to push it up once you have pulled the window up high enough, that little, they have decided to build their home there. And I'm definitely afraid of wasps. So although there's a giant piece of glass between us, psychologically, they keep flying up against the window. My brain is telling me, no, Isabel, logically, physics, theory, this is not Harry Potter. They're not gonna cloak their way through walls, you know, through windows. I'm fully aware of that, but it's still scary. All right, so I've lined my lips. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Pillow Talk Medium 2 lipstick. And I'm gonna apply that all over the lid. All over my lips. Yeah, there they go again. I could even hear them just tapping at the window. It's scary. Just scary little insects. They travel in packs. They're vicious, is what they are. I'm also trying not to kill them. I'm trying to be kind and use the approach of they're outside, I'm inside. They're not really bothering me, I'm not really bothering them, you know. God's creation, let's try not to kill them. having a hard time with that. All right, the final step, I am gonna apply some of the Guerlain Meteorites. I love this finishing powder. I love it. I have to wear it with every look. When I run out of this, I will buy more, but I am only gonna buy it if they have kind of like this kind of shade, because the original ones look a bit too light for my skin tone. So this limited edition one better last me a long time, which it has. I've had it for more than a year and I'm like halfway through these pearls. I have another one that came out this fall, but that one's more like a blush, not a finishing powder. It's got like these red pearls in it, which is why I bought it. I'm a sucker for red anything. But it's not so much a finishing powder, more of a deep sort of light blush. Maybe I'll show you guys a video one day. All right, let me fix my hair here. So let me get closer. Oh wow, flyaways. You guys, my hair is very rebellious today. Okay, so this is the final look, and this is the date look. You don't have to use these shades this way. You can use them however you want. You could do whatever you want with this palette. I just thought it was a nice in-between kind of palette between the big Pillow Talk 12 pan palette and the small quad of the Pillow Talk one, just the one that the original 4 pan one. I thought that the Darling palette is a nice in between those two. So if big palettes intimidate you, or maybe it's not something that you really end up getting much use out of, or maybe those colors, there are colors in there that really don't speak to you or don't complement your skin tone, then this is, I feel like, a nice neutral palette to really be able to get maximum use out of. I really love all the shades in this palette. You don't really have to think, they blend like butter. You don't have to use them the way that Charlotte Tilbury has instructed in the back. You can put your own spin on it and really use it for however you want. That's the beauty of makeup. No rules. You can do whatever you want. All right, so really quick before I end this video, let's get into swatches.
Okay, so here are some swatches. Please ignore the burn I got from my recent baking. This is that first beautiful champagne shimmery shade. Then we've got that second light shimmery shade in the palette, which is like a pink champagne. Then we've got our first matte terracotta shade. This is more pink than it is terracotta. This has a very pink undertone to it, like a nude pink to it. Then we've got our third shimmery and final shade in the palette, and this is a beautiful like pink coppery shade. And then we've got the second matte shade. This is a true terracotta color with some nice brown undertones. And then we've got the last matte and deepest shade in the palette, and this is a beautiful neutral cool toned brown with some cool undertones.
Okay, that completes this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are staying safe and staying sane. Anyways, leave me a comment down below if you already own this palette and you love it, if you were thinking of buying it, if it's in your cart. I really want to know what you guys have been thinking about purchasing during this spring sale for Sephora. I hope that I was able to bring you a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of, you know, distraction during this time. And if maybe you're the type of person who doesn't really want or really like any of the new releases that have come out, the sale is also good to stock up on essentials like makeup remover, cleansers, moisturizers, just things that you really use on an everyday basis. Skincare being a huge one. Skincare can get pretty pricey. So this sale, I feel it's very good to be able to get something that you're gonna get a ton of use out of, like bronzer, highlight. If there's that really special, your favorite bronzer and you're running low, now would be the time to get it. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye.